So listen with your ears, not your triggers. I want to show you something about yourself that's been hiding in plain sight. Have you ever bought a car or a truck and then suddenly everybody on the road seems to have that same exact one? You didn't time travel into some secret clone universe. That's called the Baader-Meinhof phenomenon. It's your brain doing what it was built to do: recognize patterns and prioritize familiarity. So your brain is a survival machine. It's always scanning the environment for what it thinks matters, even if that thing is irrelevant or outdated. It's why we see Jesus in toast. It's why clouds look like dragons. It's also why you get triggered, because your brain doesn't just notice cars. It notices tone of voice. It notices posture. It notices phrases that were once yelled in a childhood kitchen, perfume that was worn by someone who hurt you, a pause in conversation that reminds you of someone walking away. And just like your brain once screamed, "Hey, there's my car," it now whispers, "Danger." But here's the catch. You don't hear the whisper, you just feel the storm. You feel the anger, the shutdown, the anxiety, the urge to argue or run. And you say, "I don't know why I got so triggered." But the villager inside you does, because that wasn't random. That was your subconscious saying, "I've seen this before." Now let's talk about trauma, because a lot of you are trying to get rid of something that isn't what you think it is. Most people think trauma is the event that happened to them, but trauma isn't the event. Trauma is the story you told yourself about yourself because of the event. You went to therapy hoping it would erase the pain, but what you're really asking is, can you help me unbelieve the story I told myself? Because trauma isn't just pain, it's a radical shift in perception. You once believed you were safe, then something happened, and now you scan for danger. You once believed that people would stay, then someone left, and now you expect abandonment. You once believed that seatbelts always keep people alive, but then they didn't. That shift became a story about the world, a story about people, and a story about you. And now that story runs like radar on a battleship, always scanning, always prepared. And just to get this off my chest, when I hear people talk about big T trauma and little t trauma, I sometimes roll my eyes, because we're still trying to rank pain like a trauma Olympics. Let's get something straight. Trauma doesn't need to be extreme. Trauma is not about the size of the event. It's about the meaning your brain assigned to it. You could give a child an iPad and say, "Go to your room while I make dinner," and that child might subconsciously tell themselves, "I'm not good enough to be around my parents." That tiny seed becomes a shift in perception. And just like the truck or the clouds, their brain starts scanning for confirmation over and over and over. And when this happens across childhood, psychology calls it complex PTSD. But really, it's just a stitched together pattern loop, a self-confirming radar system designed to protect the story. You're not broken, you've just been upgraded to understand more of how the world works. But if you're not careful, that upgrade becomes a prison, avoiding discomfort, dodging connection, mistaking preparation for peace. And here's the evolutionary part. Even if you were raised to believe evolution didn't exist, your brain evolved to do this. To predict, to protect, to prepare. But integration means noticing when your radar is going off and realizing there is no storm. That's your job as the observer, to lead the villagers inside of you, not let them hijack the wheel. So the next time you feel that emotional spike, pause, don't react, don't run, just ask, who's talking? Because maybe it's not you. Maybe it's the story that got written the day that your world shifted. If you don't question it, you'll live in a world that doesn't exist anymore. So if you're ready to unhook from the old pattern and lead your village forward, grab my book, Who's Talking, on Amazon, or schedule a one-on-one call with me. And as always, all proceeds go to the Shriners Children's Hospital, because integration should be for everyone. Now drop a comment. What's a story you told yourself that now you realize might not be true? That shifted your perception, that now you see, shifted it, but you still tell yourself that. See you next time.